There are certain fighters in the UFC who have remained at the top of their weight divisions for a very long time, where a victory over these fighters would lead to big things in the division. So here is 5 gatekeepers in the UFC. Number 5. Mauricio Shogun Rua is the number 5th ranked light heavyweight in the UFC who holds a professional mixed martial arts record of 25 wins and 10 losses. He once was the UFC light heavyweight champion, but since losing his title, he has had many ups and downs in his UFC career. Many have said that he is the gatekeeper of the 205-pound division, where a victory over Shogun will elevate the fighter to a title shot or to the top 5 of the division. Mauricio Rua faced Alexander Gustafsson at UFC on Fox 5, where he lost the fight by a unanimous decision. With this victory, Alexander Gustafsson was next given the title shot against then UFC light heavyweight champion John Jones at UFC 165. Mauricio Rua faced Ovin St. Preux at UFC Fight Night 56, where he lost the fight by a knockout in the first round. Just a couple of wins later, Ovin St. Preux was given the opportunity to face John Jones at UFC 197 for the interim UFC light heavyweight title. As of right now, Mauricio Shogun Rua has put together victories over Antonio Rogério Nogueira, Corey Anderson and Gian Vellante, where a couple of more wins will guarantee him a title shot. Number 4. Vitor Belfort is the number 10th ranked middleweight in the UFC who holds a professional mixed martial arts record of 26 wins, 13 losses and 1 no contest. He was once the UFC light heavyweight champion, but as of right now, he doesn't look like the same fighter he used to be. He has helped elevate fighters into the top 5 of the division. He faced Jacare Souza at UFC 198, where he lost the fight by TKO in the second round. After this win, Jacare immediately entered the top 5 of the division. He was next finished by Gegard Mousasi by TKO at UFC 204, which elevated Gegard Mousasi, and he most recently lost to Kelvin Gastelum at UFC Fight Night 106, where Kelvin Gastelum will now face former champion Chris Weidman at UFC on Fox 25. Even though he is not the same fighter he used to be, he is still one of the biggest names in the division and will remain a gatekeeper till the end of his UFC career. Number 3. Michael Johnson is the number 9th ranked lightweight in the UFC who holds a professional mixed martial arts record of 17 wins and 12 losses. He has always been near the top of the lightweight division, but there have been a few fighters who have used him as a stepping stone to move on to bigger fights. Nate Diaz defeated Michael Johnson by a unanimous decision at UFC on Fox 17 and went on to have 2 of his biggest fights in his career against Conor McGregor. Khabib Nurmagomedov defeated Michael Johnson by a Kimura lock in the 3rd round and was given an interim title shot against Tony Ferguson. And most recently, Justin Gaethje defeated Michael Johnson by TKO in the 2nd round at the Ultimate Fighter 25 finale. Justin Gaethje will now face former champion Eddie Alvarez at a later date. Michael Johnson is still one of the best lightweights in the world, but he seems to be a gatekeeper for the 155-pound division. Number 2. Andrei Arlovski is the number 13th ranked heavyweight in the UFC who holds a professional mixed martial arts record of 25 wins, 15 losses and 1 no contest. He was the UFC heavyweight champion on numerous occasions and is still a big name in the weight class. A victory over Andrei Arlovski will catapult a fighter's career to the top of the division. Stipe Miocic received his title shot after knocking Andrei Arlovski out at UFC 195. Alistair Overeem also received his title shot after defeating Andrei Arlovski by TKO in the 2nd round at UFC Fight Night 87. And most recently, Francis Ngannou knocked out Andrei Arlovski at UFC on Fox 23 to enter the top 5 of the division. Andrei Arlovski is on a 5-fight losing streak and desperately needs to win his next fight if he wants to remain with the promotion. Number 1. Josiah Formiga is the number 5th ranked flyweight in the UFC who holds a professional mixed martial arts record of 19 wins and 5 losses. He has come so close to challenging for the UFC flyweight title, but has always come up short. Many have said that he is the gatekeeper of the 125-pound division, where a fighter needs to get past him in order to get a title shot. He made his debut in the UFC, losing to John Dodson by TKO at UFC on FX5, where John Dodson ended up getting the title shot. He next defeated Chris Carriasso and faced Joseph Benavidez at UFC Fight Night 28, where he lost the fight by TKO in the 1st round, where Joseph Benavidez ended up getting the title shot. He next put together 3 solid wins over Scott Jorgensen, Zach Makovsky and Wilson Hayes, and lost his next fight to Henry Cejudo by a split decision at UFC Fight Night 78, where once again Henry Cejudo was given the next title shot. He next defeated Dustin Ortiz and next lost to Ray Borg by a unanimous decision at UFC Fight Night 106, where Ray Borg will likely face champion Demetrius Johnson next. He is still a world-class flyweight, where I believe after a few solid wins, he will definitely challenge for the UFC flyweight title in the future.